Hello, you guys. I hope you're having an amazing day. Thank you so much for joining me in this training today for the 5-step plan to food freedom and your slimmest self. Can you all hear me okay? All right, are you there? I hope you have a piece of paper and a pen out with you or any kind of note-taking device because this is going to be a very valuable training. It's about 45 minutes. I do have a freebie to give you if you stay until the end, and I'm going to talk about that here in just a few moments. But this is more than worth your time because this is the last time that you will ever have to worry about your weight once you have mastered this 5-step plan. And this is something that you can start enacting today to start getting the results that you have been wanting for so long. So let's go ahead and jump right in. So before we get started, I want to make sure that this training is for you. I do not want to waste your time. I know it's very valuable. So I want to make sure you're in the right place. So this training is for you if you've struggled with permanent weight loss, even with dieting and working out, okay? Maybe you've lost weight in the past, but you've gained it back. Nothing has been sustainable for you. Or let's say you've done a diet or fitness plan before, you just can't stick to it. You're lacking that consistency and that commitment to the plan. You've wasted time looking for the right solution for you. Okay, you've tried all kinds of things, but nothing has really been customized for your specific needs, and you just want that master plan once and for all so you can stop worrying about this. You want to create a healthy lifestyle. You are not looking for a quick fix. You most likely have tried quick fixes in the past and you're just over it. All right. You want something that is sustainable, like I said before, and you genuinely care about your health and your well being. That is really like your number one priority. And of course, you want to look good and feel good in your own skin, but you do care about your health. And if this fits you, okay, this criteria fits you, this is for you. Okay, and I want to applaud you for being here today because this is the first step to committing to your overall weight loss and health success. So, what would your life look like if you were able to lose the weight, keep it off, be your slimmest self, okay, and have that food freedom? You would feel confident finally in your clothes and in taking pictures. I know I used to hate taking pictures. A lot of my clients, that's one of their biggest gripes is taking pictures. But finally, you can feel confident in those pictures and actually want to take them. You don't have to think about that extra belly fat, okay, or any extra skin fat around your thighs or that arm flab. All right, I have some of my lady clients talk about their wings, okay, on the back of their arms. Okay, so it'd be nice to just get rid of that once and for all. It's nice to actually understand food labels and what's really healthy. I get lots of questions about this. Nourish yourself and your family properly. Know the right foods that are really feeding your weight loss goals, but also making you healthy, and your family can benefit from this as well. Okay, and you no longer have to stress about your weight or your health. Stop thinking about it every single day. How amazing would it be to reignite your intimacy with your spouse? Okay, I know lots of men and women that don't feel comfortable in their skin and they don't want to look, have their spouse look at them, okay, in a certain way. How would it feel to wear those sexy clothes again? And reignite the intimacy with your partner. Okay, lose the weight and actually keep it off once and for all. But most importantly, guys, actually enjoy the weight loss journey. And I know this seems like an oxymoron. How can you actually enjoy the journey? But it is totally possible with this 5-step plan because you're going to have freedom. All right, I'll jump into that. All right, so in the next 45 minutes, you're going to learn a lot, right? You're going to learn how to lose weight while improving your health, managing your stress, and living your life. I want you to feel like you can travel, you can go to social events, you can go to birthday parties, all these things that you enjoy, okay, that are a part of life, and not worry about what you can and cannot eat, okay? You'll learn the key to sustainable, successful weight loss, and also why 95% of dieters fail and how you can be in the 5% that succeed. I know many of you have been in that 95%. That's probably why you're here. And I want to get you to that 5%. So like I said before, if you stay to the end, you're going to get my free gift. And I also want to tell you guys something, that I am not selling you anything on this training. Okay, so keep your credit card in your purse. This is not about money. This is about getting you the results that you deserve. And I'm going to show you how to get there. Okay, but if you do stay to the end, because you are going to need all 5 steps to be successful, As a thank you for your time, I'm going to share an extra bonus. This is the Create My Weight Social Eating and Drinking Guide. And this is something that all of my clients use to help them with social events, business dinners, vacations, and date nights, so they know what foods they really can eat and still enjoy their time. Okay, so stay to the end for that. So does this sound like you guys? All right, you want to lose 15, 20, 30 plus pounds. You want to tone up and feel strong and sexy, right? You have tried all sorts of diets, cleanses, and challenges, and nothing has stuck. You can't seem to control sugar or carb cravings, especially in the mid-afternoon and evening hours. They just seem to really get out of hand. You have these energy crashes and brain fog that plague you during the day and really prevent you from being productive at work, having energy with your kids, and just giving you the energy to do your daily tasks. You have this extra belly fat that really just stays on your mind and makes you feel uncomfortable in your clothes. You have bloating and digestive issues no matter what you eat, okay? And you just can't seem to get rid of it. You have anxiety and stress due to extra weight. And I bolded this because this is something that I hear so often. I was on the phone with someone this morning that actually said that their number one source of anxiety, okay, comes from extra weight on their body. And that just breaks my heart. I don't want weight to ever be something that weighs on you, no pun intended, so much on your mind, okay? You have frequent aches and pains, a lot of times due to extra weight on your body, inflammation in the body as well. And you struggle with long-term motivation and accountability, which is super important for any sustainable weight loss journey. Okay, and this is a list of all of the things you probably have tried. Okay, and I'm sure a number of you, look at this list and you're like, oh God, I've tried at least half of these. Okay, and the truth is, guys, the weight loss industry is a 61 billion, yes, billion dollar industry. Okay, so there are so many things on the market. And it's very, very common that you've tried a lot of these things because nothing is really meant to be sustainable, right? Because they want you to just keep going back and buying and fueling this ever-growing market, okay? So it's going to keep going up from $61 billion. And so oftentimes all these things here are not really catered to you, okay? Or they're not sustainable long-term. Okay, and even if you've tried all those things that I just listed, okay, you're still struggling with some of the real foundations of any, difficult weight loss journey. Okay, maybe you're still struggling with confidence. Okay, not only are you not confident in your body, okay, and in how you feel in your clothes and your skin, but your actual weight loss plan. So you've tried, okay, doing these shakes, okay, or you've tried doing a specific diet. You're not sure if it's really good for you or if it's something that you can maintain long term, okay? And you're putting all this time and energy into doing it, and you're not even sure that it's for you, okay? Or maybe you have a little bit of fear or doubt in your mind behind your goals. Like, is it possible for me to lose the 20 pounds, okay, and keep it off, right? Or I have 60 pounds to lose, and I have tried so many things, and nothing just seems to work for me, or overwhelmed, okay? And it's just really difficult to get to where you want to be. And so you kind of succumb to these self-sabotaging behaviors or giving into cravings. You go completely off the wagon. You just completely give up, okay, because you have been overwhelmed and have tried so many things and you just have no hope that you can lose the weight and keep it off. And guys, I promise you with the right plan you can. Lastly, you're struggling with movement, okay, and exercise, either with the motivation to actually do it. Maybe you have injuries or aches and pains that prevent you from doing certain exercises, or you've tried doing all kinds of exercises and nothing seems to help your body. Okay, so I can see why that is really detrimental to your plan and it really hurts your motivation. All right, so that's really the root of your struggle. And overall, guys, you seem to have simply wasted time, okay? Weeks, months, even years. I've talked to people that have been trying for 10 years to lose the weight and keep it off, and they just haven't found the right plan. Money, hundreds, thousands of dollars on, meal programs, cleanses, personal trainers, gym memberships, all kinds of things, but to no avail. And most importantly, guys, stress. Okay, you have stressed about your diet, the workouts you should be doing, why isn't anything working? How on earth can I lose, 50 pounds or more when I've, so far to go? Okay, and that is really what has deterred you, okay, from moving forward. But I have really good news for you guys. If any of this feels like you, none of those things are your real problem, all right? The real problem is that you haven't made the 5 shifts we'll talk about today in my 5-step plan, okay? So what this training will unlock for you is how to achieve that diet freedom. And so where you can actually make your own rules. So like one of my rules, guys, is like I eat chocolate every single day, okay? That is just a part of my life. There was a part of my life in the past that I didn't, but now that I do, because I know it's something that makes me happy and I'm able to fit it into my nutrition plan. And once you do these 2 things, you are able, okay, to get results. I promise you, you can have diet freedom, make your own rules, and get results. It is entirely possible. My clients do it every single day. So my promise to you guys, by the end of this training, you will know the plan where you can lose as much weight as you want and you'll never have to look for another solution again, okay? Also, you are not a failure. I don't care how many times you've tried to lose weight, you've lost it, you've regained it, you've done all these things for years and years. Doesn't matter. You're not a failure. You just haven't found the right plan, okay? And it is not too late to get in shape and take control of your health. I don't care if you are 25, if you are 40, or if you're 70, okay? It is never too late to take control of your health and get in the shape you want, okay? Age is just a number. I have clients of all ages, shapes, and sizes, and they have achieved great results, okay? So who am I to make all of these claims, okay? As I said in the beginning, I'm Kristen McBossley, founder of Create My Weight. I am an expert in health and weight loss, okay? I have multiple certifications, personal trainer, nutrition. I also have a strong foundation in group exercise. That was a lot of what I did in the past. Before my work in exercise, nutrition, I was actually a high school English and phys ed teacher for 10 years. I served in public education. I had my bachelor's and master's in education, all right? Before all of that, I was a former athlete. Track and field was my sport. I was an overweight teen, believe it or not, and I was a compulsive exerciser. So I can resonate with people that really struggle with, knowing what kind of exercise is good for their body. Okay. And just, I'm not going to go much into my transformation because I want this to be all about you guys. But what really prompted me to work in this field is because I was someone that tried all different sorts of diets in the past. I really had a terrible relationship with food. I overtrained, and I had a really weak mindset. So there's about a 20-pound difference between these 2 pictures. And believe it or not, I worked out a lot more in this picture. I ate less. And then in this picture, I have a much more balanced diet, a much fiercer mindset. I don't work out nearly as much, and I have a much healthier relationship with food. So I was someone that really struggled with my weight, okay? Like I said, 15, 20 pounds up and down all the time, yo-yo dieting. And once I figured out, how I could live my life, I wanted to travel with my husband. We love to go out to dinner. I love my wine and I love my chocolate, like I said. So it was very important to me and to my clients for their happiness to have a balanced lifestyle. And so that's what I do now. So time, guys, for those steps. So get out your pen and paper, and here is that 5-step plan to food freedom and your slimmest self. Okay, here we go. So the number 1 step is to set short-term goals for long-term results. Okay, and so oftentimes, guys, a lot of people, they focus too much on the long-term results. Okay, so like we say, like, what is your goal? All right, and a lot of people say, like, well, I want to lose 20 pounds, for example, okay, or more. I want to eat healthier, or I want to improve my digestion. Those are all great examples of long-term results, but we fail to really determine how we're going to achieve those. Okay, and that's where the short-term goals come into play. And so the problem, the old way of thinking is when people focus too much on those long-term goals. They focus on the long-term goal and do whatever it takes to get there. Okay, I'm going to only eat healthy food. I'm going to work out like a crazy person, to do whatever it takes to lose 20 pounds or more, right? And the problem with that is that it's way too stressful. There are so many ways to do that, okay, to lose that weight. There's so many variables of how long will it take, what foods can I eat, is my body capable, what about my hormones, all of these things, okay? So just focusing on a long-term goal is too stressful. It is the path of most resistance. You are less likely to achieve that goal because you're too caught up in all of those variables that I just mentioned, okay? So the new way of thinking, and this is my approach, okay, is to focus on short-term goals. And the reason why is that small, gradual changes over time lead to sustainable weight loss, okay? And that's why you're all here. Not because you want a quick fix, right? You want something that is sustainable so you don't have to worry about this ever again, okay? And short-term goals apply to like running a small business, okay? Or learning a new skill, growing wealth, and raising a family, okay? All of these things take time, okay? You don't just wake up one morning and say, I'm going to start a business. I'm going to, grow it to be $1 million in a month, okay? That's not possible, right? That's like saying I'm going to lose 40 pounds in a month, and if I can't, I'm going to give up. All right, that's not happening, right? So we have to really focus on short-term goals, little by little to get to that big goal. Okay, so it's sustainable. All right, so here's a little bit more of how to create short-term goals. All right, so what you do is you create specific short-term goals that are realistic and relatively easy for you to complete. Okay, I know a lot of you might have heard of SMART goals before. All right, this is one way that I also explain it, okay, that they are realistic, but I also say relatively easy because that is what's going to motivate you to keep moving forward and really implement success. If you create a goal that's too challenging, right, in the very beginning, it's going to be very, very discouraging when you don't achieve that goal, and then you're going to feel like a failure, right? And then just go back into this vicious cycle of yo-yo dieting, giving up and going back in again. So that's why we want to create goals that are relatively easy to complete. So here's an example. Let's say you know that you want to reduce sugar in your diet. A lot of people know that sugar is something that does lead to weight gain when consumed in excess quantities. So if one of your goals is to reduce sugar, all right, a goal that could be, I will limit myself to 1 cup of ice cream twice a week. All right, so that is just one area of your diet, okay, that you're going to focus on. And what this does here is it helps you achieve diet freedom because you can still have your ice cream, but you're not cutting it out of your life completely, okay? And you're also focusing on just this ice cream for this week, okay? That's not taking out other food groups in your life, all right? So you're not thinking, well, I can't have ice cream, all of these like forbidden foods. You're not thinking about that. You're thinking about just how frequently you can have that ice cream. And I also want to point out here, guys, that everyone's short-term goals are different, even if the long-term goal is the same. So let's say you're not an ice cream person, okay? You don't care about ice cream. Maybe wine is something that you want to cut down a little bit, or maybe it's chocolate, okay? Or maybe it is macaroni and cheese, okay? That's like my husband, whatever it might be. But you want to just focus on something that is kind of deterring you from your plan, okay, and make that a goal, right? So focus on the short term. The benefit of short-term goals, okay, they are the path of least resistance because it's much less daunting, okay, to say I'm gonna still have my ice cream, but just have it a couple of days a week. It's better to say that than no more ice cream ever again, okay? This all or nothing trap is detrimental to dieters all over the world. All right, it is less stressful, okay? So when you have a path of least resistance, it's less stressful. It's less stressful to reduce your ice cream intake as opposed to cutting it out completely, and it's much more sustainable. That's the most important thing, guys, and this is my golden rule too. It takes 21 days to create a habit, 90 days to create a lifestyle. So if you can create this habit for 21 days, okay, you can reduce your ice cream intake or whatever that your choice might be, all right, you're more likely to create a lifestyle out of that. And short-term goals create consistency, right? And consistency is something that we all need to be successful. So I want to bring up one of my clients here. This is Karen, and Karen was someone that definitely benefited from these short-term goals. Okay, when we started working together, she was eating out 4 or 5 times a week, and a lot of it was fast food. All right, she drank diet soda several times a day and very little water. She did no exercise at all. All right, then the worst part was that she couldn't walk. Okay, she couldn't really go up and down the stairs. So one of her main goals, one of her main long-term goals, was to improve her mobility. Okay, and so that was her biggest struggle. But did I overhaul her diet in the beginning? Okay, did I say no more fast food, no more soda? Okay, absolutely not, because she would hate me for saying that, and I knew it was something that would just, not be sustainable for her. And she was somebody that had done all different kinds of diets before, and so she had heard that before. So we needed a whole new approach, and that's why she wanted to work with me. So we started her off with short-term goals as the top priority. So Karen's problem, all right, and probably what your biggest problem is commitment, okay, and consistency. All right, so in their past, she had too many changes, with previous diets, previous experiences. She had to sacrifice like all her favorite foods, and it stressed her out, right? Because she would host all these family parties, go out to dinner. She was very, very social. And so she was like, well, I can't not be social and eat my foods that I love. And so that really stressed her out, the thought of having to do that. And so one of our main goals was to not give her that stress. And so we definitely worked around that. So by the end of our work together, Karen rode her bike every single day. Okay. And guys, this was her choice. This was not even my recommendation. And remember, I said in the beginning that she didn't work out at all, right, when we first started. But what happened was getting her mobility to improve. This was something that became important to her, and she felt better because of her improved nutrition. She lost over 30 pounds. She walked up and down the stairs with ease. And like I said, guys, that was her number one priority. It was mobility first and then weight loss second. But her ability to lose weight helped her improve her mobility. They were directly connected. She was able to do her own grocery shopping. So before our work together, walking through the grocery store was nearly impossible for her. And that's why she went through lots of drive-throughs, okay? But once she was able to walk, she was able to actually do her grocery shopping and eat healthier foods at home. So that was totally helpful for her. She still ate fast food occasionally because, like I said, I believe in a balanced lifestyle and not taking away everything you love. And she was still able to host parties with her family and friends and enjoy herself without deprivation. And so this was making me a very, very happy camper, and so was Karen. All right, so let's get into step number 2 here. I'm gonna get a quick sip of water. If any of you guys need to get a quick drink of water, we're about halfway through our training here, but the next 4 steps rather are going to complete your 5-step plan and get you started today. So here we go. To create a realistic, structured game plan, all right, that works for you. And so the old way of thinking, okay, this is how a lot of the 95% of the failing dieters, this is how they think, okay? As long as I exercise a ton, get rid of all the bad foods, and keep doing both, I will lose weight, okay? Being in the gyms for years, guys, this is what I heard people say all of the time. And people that I personal trained, this is what their mentality. And I just could not handle this anymore. And this is why I do what I do now. The problem with this is that it's not realistic, okay, whatsoever. Who can live a life like that, okay? No bad foods, working out like crazy, not realistic, and it's not structured for success. You're just in this all or nothing trap once again, and it's just absolute failure for weight loss. The new way of thinking is that healthy, sustainable weight loss is the new self-care, and self-care is all the rage these days. I'm sure you've heard about it on social media. I talk about it a lot in a lot of my videos because it really is taking care of your inner self. And so what I always say is that self-analysis, really understanding you as a person and what you need physically, emotionally, is self-care, okay? And we have to make that part of our weight loss plan. And also, guys, not overthinking it. We tend to get so caught up in all this information that's available to us. We've never had more information than we do now, and we just tend to get overwhelmed. And I always just recommend not to overthink it and just get crystal clear on what it is that you need to achieve your goals. So like I said, self-analysis is the foundation of self-care. So self-care, yeah, some people look at it as like getting a manicure or going for a massage, going on vacation. Yeah, that's one example of self-care, but what we need for weight loss, okay, is really self-analysis and understanding what we need, okay? Because this is why. You cannot wing weight loss. Half-ass effort equals half-ass results. That is the bottom line. Okay, so unless you are crystal clear on knowing what your body needs and you plan to enact, okay, that plan each and every week, right, you're not going to see the results, right? Mastering yourself is true power. This is one of my absolute favorite quotes, okay? And so what we need, okay, for the ultimate self-care is to get crystal clear on your nutrition, your exercise and mindset needs to take care of yourself and achieve your goals. So notice how I capitalize bolded your, because I don't care what other people are doing. I'm going to get into that in my fourth step, actually. But how to plan this out for your specific needs, and you create your plan, all right, based on those specific needs, your nutritional needs, your exercise needs, and your mindset needs, right? And that is how you create the plan. And then once you create it, you commit to this plan, okay? This is your self-care, doing whatever it takes to make this plan a reality, and don't make promises that you will not keep, okay? And then when it comes to the plan, don't overthink it. Okay, don't think of your plan as taking over your life, right? And that's where a lot of dieters go wrong. They think that weight loss is, absorbing their life, okay? And the problem is the plan there, okay? A real plan should improve your life, not take over it. And if this is not the case, if your plan is so overwhelming, then make adjustments to it, okay? That's the bottom line. It's very easy to do. And also, when it comes to your plan, you want to focus on progress, not perfection. Okay, progress is progress no matter how small, right? So, and also when it comes to a plan, it's never going to be 100% perfect, okay? Because we as humans are not perfect. We make mistakes too. But good plans always have backup solutions, okay? So let's say, you end up eating too much chocolate one day, or if you go out to dinner and you overeat, okay? A good plan will account for that and show you how to bounce back from that, right? And allow yourself to forgive yourself for doing that as well. So don't overthink the plan. Know that it's there for you in your place and will help you progress forward. And lastly, guys, when it comes to any plan that you're on, you want to be patient, okay? And know that it's not the plan for a quick fix, because temporary solutions, as you've learned, many of you, create temporary results, right? These 21-day fixes, these 30-day challenges. I always say if there's a diet with a number attached to it, it is not meant for long-term success. Absolutely not, right? You should always be able to maintain it long-term. So temporary solutions create temporary results. So why structure works, why we need a structured plan, nutrition, exercise, mindset, okay? It's because structure creates habits, all right? And so when we have this structure, right, and these habits, it makes our life easier. It gives us kind of a routine of what we need to do, each and every day. And habits ultimately create this lifestyle, right? And I mentioned before the 21 days to create a habit and the 90 days to create a lifestyle. And one of my favorite quotes that I say all the time, what you do consistently is who you will become, right? So when your habits are consistent, they really manifest in your life and they create the life that you want. A lot of you probably have heard of manifestation, how to turn your thoughts and dreams into a reality. And that's what habits do, okay, once you do them consistently over time. All right, one more case study here. Actually, I have one more after this too. Veronique was one of my clients here, and she is someone that really was like anti-structure. So I want to tell you about her. So Veronique found me on Facebook, and she had absolutely no structure whatsoever in her diet, and that was like one of her biggest downfalls. She thought she was eating healthy. She owned a farm, so she was very active on her farm, and so she didn't understand why weight loss was so hard for her. And when she first reached out to me, she only wanted to lose 10 to 12 pounds. That really wasn't much at all. And she kind of set the bar low. She wanted to lose more, but she thought that this was a good starting place for her. And I thought that was a good start as well. So we started working together. But by week 3, She contemplated quitting because even the smallest structure we implemented was overwhelming for her. Okay, so what we did, no worries, what we did was we adjusted her structure. That's all we did, because that's what a plan does. You adjust it to make it meet your needs. You don't fit a plan. A plan is supposed to fit you, and that's how we get successful weight loss. So we adjusted her structure, and then after 12 weeks, guys, she lost 20 pounds. So she doubled her expectation and became one of the most structured people I've ever worked with. She did like a complete transformation. We were so excited. Not only that, guys, but she continued her journey and lost 35 pounds because of the structure we implemented. And it's crazy to think that within 3 weeks, she wanted to quit, like most people do. Okay. And that's why 95% of dieters fail. But she was able to overcome that fear that she could never really commit to the structure. And she lost all the weight she wanted and then some. Okay. So here's what she had to say. I thought I was eating a healthy diet, but boy, was I wrong. Understanding that made it easy to follow a regimen that benefits my weight and my health. Kristen is non-judgmental, puts no pressure to changing less desirable habits, yet holds you accountable for your weekly goals. I surpassed my goals and am continuing this journey beyond my expectations. Spend some time on yourself. Well worth it. All right, so let's go into step 3, guys. So step 3 is to focus on your health, not weight loss. All right, the old way of thinking, and this is why a lot of people go wrong. Okay, they say, eat only fruits, vegetables, lean protein, and healthy fats, and I'll be healthy and lean. Okay, and while this may have some truth to it, okay, and I can't totally disagree with this, the problem with this statement is that for most people, a lot of you guys in this audience, okay, is that this gets extremely boring, okay? Not only is it boring and you don't really have a lot of variety when it comes to your food and it makes it really hard to eat out and live your life, it's not totally true. And here's why. Weight loss foods can also cause weight gain, okay? So for example, like if you Google, weight loss foods, you'll see like almonds, avocados, apples, berries, whatever, all these foods that seem healthy, but if you Google weight gain foods, okay, I've also helped clients gain weight in the past. Those are the same foods, okay, that you are recommended as well. And so the truth is that quantity and quality of foods matter, even if they're super healthy foods, right? I've seen plenty of people gain weight and struggle with weight loss because they're eating too much of healthy foods. All right, there's such thing as too much of a good thing. Okay, the new way of thinking is to eat quality foods, sleep well, and manage stress to be healthy and lean. All right. It's also important, guys, to understand that your self-worth is not determined by the scale. And although I definitely help people lose weight and keep it off, that is my ultimate goal, is to help people do that, right? There are lots of ways to change your body without just the number on the scale, right? And it's important to remember that your health is worthy of your time. So focusing on the health and not so much weight loss can take a lot of stress off of your mind, okay? And the truth is, a healthy body keeps weight off and prevents yo-yo dieting. That is the key, guys, to sustainable weight loss. And in the very beginning, I said I would give you the key, and that's one of them right there, okay? When you focus on health, you kind of get off of the yo-yo dieting. All right, so why we need quality foods. Okay, a little bit of science here for you. All right, so excessive acid in the body is bad for health and for weight loss. All right, so for example, the Western lifestyle is 80% acidic. All right, we have acid in pollution in the air and a lot of our very common food and beverages, so like dairy, meat, processed foods, alcohol, all of coffee, anything with a lot of sugar, all these things are very acidic, okay? And the problem with acidic foods, okay, is that 95% of diseases, okay, chronic diseases, autoimmune diseases, these are all caused by acidity in the body. Okay, so all of you that are worried about, autoimmune diseases or any, other diseases, cutting out acid in the body can really help that. When the blood is acidic, Okay, your brain tells the liver to produce more LDL, which is bad cholesterol, to fix damage in the artery walls. And so eating lots of acidic food will also increase your bad cholesterol. And I have worked with a number of people that are on cholesterol medication. And yes, diet can 100% reverse high cholesterol. Okay, and we can get better, we can increase your HDL, your good cholesterol, and lower LDL through diet and also exercise as well. All right, and then when the body pH drops, okay, when you're able to balance your pH in your body, so you eat less acidic foods, for example, you can actually improve your metabolism. So when you eat too many acidic foods, your metabolism slows down. And so many people I work with are concerned about their metabolism, especially their thyroid. And if they're old women, in their 40s and 50s are seeing a change in their metabolism, especially. I noticed it in my 30s also. And so one of the ways we can reverse that is by eating less acidic foods. All right. Now, the reason why we need to eat real foods, okay, this is super important with a lot of these shakes and supplement bars in the market, is that processed foods and excess consumption can lead to digestive issues like bloating, constipation. So I've heard a lot of people complain that they're eating these like quote unquote healthier foods, maybe they're less caloric, they're supposed to support weight loss, but they're not really supporting your health, right? They're causing upset stomachs, they're causing you to bloat, and that doesn't make you feel good in your clothes if you're bloated, right? Who wants to wear a crop top or a nice dress when they're bloated, right? Shakes and supplement snacks and bars. Also, the problem with these guys and all these like prepackaged meals we see, if you've done like Jenny Craig or Nutrisystem, Optiva is another one on the market now. A lot of these meals, they don't teach us how to eat in social situations. So you can't bring these meals with you to a party. Okay, or out to dinner, a business dinner, for example, or on vacation, most likely. So, that's a problem with a lot of these, meals. It's hard to learn how to eat in real life situations. And the worst thing is that many of these processed foods aren't allergen free. Okay, so if you have any intolerances to soy, dairy, gluten, wheat, egg, sugar, okay, not only are these foods, then they make the weight loss journey more challenging, but they can cause inflammation in the body, negative reactions, and so they're found in a lot of processed foods, right? So that's why eating real foods super, super important. All right, so here's a recap of what I've gone over so far. So set short-term goals for long-term results, create a realistic, structured game plan, and focus on health, not weight loss. Okay, so step 4, here we go, guys. Do not, I repeat, do not compare yourself to anybody else. Okay, and I'm sure you've heard this before, but I want to kind of dig deeper into why this is. All right, quick drink there, sorry. The old way of thinking, okay, and this is what a lot of you might have done in the past. I know I've done this myself. You do what your friend, family member, favorite IG fitness model, that was me in the past, or fad diet claims works the best. Okay, problem with this is that you are unique, okay? For example, let's say you go on Google, okay, and you want to search like how to lose 20 pounds in a month, right? All these different diets come up. But the problem is, one, that's a really crazy claim. And two, Google has no idea who you are. They don't know like what foods you can actually eat, your age. They don't know any of these things about you. Your activity level, for example, right? So like, how do you know what works for you? And also, guys, like anyone on the Instagram world, you don't see their full life. You just see what they're projecting, right? So you really can't go by what other people are doing. Okay, your body, your food preferences, and your lifestyle aren't the same as everybody else, right? And as I said before, a lot of the things you've seen people do in the past that they've done quick fixes, for example, these are all temporary solutions, and those are just temporary results. So the new way of thinking is what I'm sharing with you is to do what works for you. So one diet does not fit all. And here's what you need to think about, guys, when you do come up with a plan, that works for you. Okay, you implement it. Your activity level, right? So how much are you moving during the day? That's definitely going to determine, what kind of foods you can eat, how much of them you can eat, all of those things. Your work-home balance. So for example, if you're on the road traveling all the time, it might be a lot harder for you to cook at home than for someone that's home a lot and can prep these meals, right? So if you're following someone's meal plan that says cook 12 meals at home a week and you're working on the road all week, that's not really good for your lifestyle, right? So you got to find something that works for your lifestyle, your health conditions, right? So some people can tolerate having some more real sugar in their diets, but if you're pre-diabetic or diabetic, that's not going to work for you, right? So knowing what foods you can tolerate, any kind of autoimmune diseases, there are certain foods you have to avoid. If you have any issues with IBS or Crohn's, you got to avoid certain foods too, and watch your portion. So you have to consider your specific goals, okay, and in your health conditions, any allergies you might have, your dietary preferences, right? What foods you actually like eating, okay? Your religious beliefs, your ethnicities, all of those things determine what foods that your culture, eats and what they avoid eating. So for example, like I've had a lot of Indian clients in the past. And so if someone says like, you can't eat any more rice, okay, no more rice for the rest of your life, no more bread, how sustainable is that? Okay, that's near impossible to actually live by, right? So you want a plan that's going to allow you to consume rice and show you how to do it in a way for your lifestyle. Now I want to talk about a couple of diets that I get a lot of questions about. Okay, so for example, the ketogenic diet. And the ketogenic diet, lots of benefits to it, of course. However, the ketogenic diet was designed years and years ago for very specific populations. So for example, people with diabetes. Okay, this was designed for. Also designed for children with epileptic seizures, right? That was another specific group. A lot of times now it's also recommended for cancer patients, right? So it's not really designed for everybody, right? It has hit modern mainstream media, and we've seen different versions of the ketogenic diet, but it's not always designed for people. And if you're a vegetarian, okay, or a vegan, for example, and you follow a ketogenic diet, you're gonna have like 8 foods you can eat, right? So that's not sustainable for your lifestyle. So vegetarian, vegan diet. There's lots of great things about being vegan and vegetarian. I've actually cut a lot of meat out of my diet as well. But the problem with this is that oftentimes if you're looking for weight loss, right, that's your main goal, a lot of vegan vegetarian diets can be very high in sugar and very high in fat if not done properly, and that will lead to weight gain or make it very hard for you to lose weight. So you have to do that kind of diet properly for your goals. Low carb dieting, while this can be very, effective, we've seen it with Atkins, South Beach. It's even like a form of ketogenic diet in a way. Problem with this too is that if you're super active, if you're trying to gain muscle, this might not be the best way for you to eat. So it really depends on your goals, right? And then lastly, intermittent fasting. This is not a diet, it's more of like an eating window, right? And I also want to say like intermittent fasting has worked for a lot of people, okay, but it is not a guarantee, okay, for weight loss. So for example, I know when I've done intermittent fasting in the past, it has no impact on my weight whatsoever, and I've had other clients that have found the same thing. So what works for some people might not work for you, okay? And also, there's more research coming out about intermittent fasting and how it's not great for certain populations. So for example, if you have acid reflux, for example, it's not good in all women. So it really depends on who you are and what you're looking to achieve. All right, last step, guys. Step 5, all right, invest in reliable, authentic accountability, okay? And I want to get into the accountability piece because you can have all of the best nutrition, your exercise can be on point, you can have a fierce mindset, be really confident in yourself, but if you're not actually putting this in place, you're not holding yourself accountable, none of this matters, okay? The old way of thinking, okay, in terms of accountability, is that a friend, family member, or app will hold me accountable, okay? But the problem with this is that a friend or family member isn't always reliable. So let's say you plan to go to a fitness class, okay, with a friend or family member, and they don't show up, okay, or they cancel on you last minute, all right? Then you're like, well, I'm not going to go if they don't show up. So then you're not hitting your exercise goal right there, okay? Or if someone's going to do a diet with you, let's say you and a friend are going to do the Whole30, and day 14, they decide that they're going to go have some martinis, okay, for happy hour, and then your diet's over too. Is that what happens? I mean, that's kind of the whole purpose of accountability, right? And so you want to have a reliable accountability so you can continue with your goals. Also, when it comes to apps, okay, there are lots of apps on the market. which can be very helpful. But oftentimes, guys, we don't use apps consistently. I know I used to use MyFitnessPal, and I would use it very regularly Monday through Friday. And then Saturday and Sunday, when I would have a few drinks, I would not want to put my drinks into MyFitnessPal or the pizza I would eat or the ice cream because I knew I'd be like way over my calories. So we don't use the apps. And so we're not having that reliable, authentic accountability. The new way of thinking, okay, is that you want to have an unbiased expert that is much more experienced and effective than an app. Okay, they are knowledgeable, committed, and provides tough love to you so that you do stay on track. Okay, and you hear, real authentic advice in terms of how to get there. Okay, so what I mean by authentic accountability is that they provide custom, not cookie cutter plans to ensure success. Like I said, one size does not fit all. They exude empathy, okay, not criticism. They've been in your shoes. They know the struggles that you're going through. They're not there to judge, they're there to support you. They celebrate your success to keep you motivated, and they troubleshoot any setbacks that you have, any obstacles to keep you on track, and they will come up. There is no perfect weight loss journey that has no obstacles. I've never seen it, and I doubt it exists, all right? So that's what a real accountability partner provides, okay? And when you answer to an expert, you get your questions answered. Bottom line, that is what an expert is supposed to do. And so why accountability works, why is the fifth and most important step, is that it eliminates any excuses that you can come up with. Time, energy, resources, I don't know what to do. None of that's going to happen with accountability, okay? It removes all barriers to success. They will help strengthen your mindset, okay? And if something's not working in your plan, an expert revises your plan. They optimize it so it works for you and your lifestyle. And no matter, guys, if you say you don't have the time, okay, I would say that's like the number one reason why people say they're not successful is time, okay, in terms of exercise, meal prep, whatever. You'll find the time if someone's holding you accountable for it, 100%, okay? Also, why we need accountability, okay? We invest in ourselves to transform, okay? If you're invested in your health and your weight loss journey, you are 100% more accountable to completing your goals, okay? I did this. I actually worked with a doctor years and years ago when I was having some gut issues after some surgery that I had done. And so it was really helpful for me, and I learned so much about my body and what works for me, and that is why I am 100% invested, not just in myself, but helping other people learn what works for them, okay? And while information is free, guys, there's so much information out there, transformation takes investment. It takes time, it takes money, and it takes your energy. All we need that, okay? And lastly, why it works is because changes are scary. Okay, I get it. Making changes in your life, no matter how small, are scary, but they're necessary, right? Because honestly, guys, this is a very famous quote here. Insanity is trying the same thing over and over again, expecting a different result. Okay, and what happens is authentic accountability creates permanent solutions. So earlier I kept talking about, temporary solutions, temporary results. Authentic accountability, okay, real person accountability who's there for you day in and day out. That is what creates permanent solutions in your life. All right, so last case study, Mary Rosa. This is someone that I had worked with. She had done my group exercise classes, and in the past, she had trained with me. She followed a very strict 800-calorie diet because she wanted to go on a trip, and she was very adamant about this. This was years and years ago. And so I just trained her, no problem with that. And she lost the weight. Okay, so kudos to her. We worked out together. She lost the weight, but she gained it back. All right. And then this past year, she was like, Kristen, I just want to create a healthier lifestyle. I want to learn healthier choices, lose weight. I don't want to worry about shakes, drinking these shakes anymore, gaining the weight back. What can I do to make a lifestyle? And so within our 12 weeks together, she lost 14 pounds. And some of you might be thinking, well, 14 pounds doesn't seem like a lot in 12 weeks. Let me tell you guys something. Mary Rosa, first of all, she didn't really have that much weight to lose. 14 pounds was about 15% of her overall body weight. So that's a pretty good number right there. And she's only 4'11". She's a tiny little lady. And so that's a lot of weight for her to lose, right, in that 12 weeks. And that kind of weight loss was sustainable for her. So she was very successful. All right, guys. So today I promised you guys several things: a 5-step plan to food freedom and your slimmest self. And I went over these 5 steps right here. Okay, so you should have those written down on your notes, okay, to refer back to. You can start implementing those today. All right, and so you know now how to lose weight while living and building your best life. That is my ultimate goal for you guys. All right. Bottom line is that you are sick and tired of being sick and tired. Okay, enough's enough. You think about your weight every single day. Okay, don't you want to stop doing that? You don't like what you see in the mirror anymore. Okay, you want to feel good in your skin. You want to fit into your old clothes again, and you want your efforts to actually amount to something. Okay, results, right? And you don't want to worry about losing weight anymore. You've done that for way too long, months, years at this point in time, and you want to build a better relationship with food. Have that food freedom that I talked about. So now you have a really important decision to make, okay? You can do nothing and stay stuck, okay? You can try to figure it out all over again, okay? Like you've been doing forever and ever and ever, all right? You can keep feeling terrible in your old clothes, all right? And you can continue thinking about your weight every single day, all right? Or you can take action today, all right? You can confidently wear your clothes. You can feel strong and pain-free. You can eat your favorite foods and spend your time living your life and not keep changing it to go on a new diet. Okay, who wants to do that? So here's how I can help you do this. All right, so I'm offering, guys, a free 45-minute strategy session. Okay, like I said, you don't need any credit card on this whole entire training, like I promised. Okay, so free call with me. And on this call, we'll look at what is sabotaging your efforts. We'll get crystal clear on that. What are you doing that's not working? What have you tried in the past? What has been your greatest struggle? And then we'll talk about what you want to have in your life. What is your ideal lifestyle? What are your goals? What do you want to accomplish? And then we'll create the most effective, efficient plan for you to get there. So remember, step 2 was all about creating that plan. And so this is your chance to create that plan so you can be successful. All right. So I've set some time within the next 48 hours to talk because I want you guys to take action. A lot of you guys, the reason why you haven't seen success is because you keep putting this off, right? You're not being decisive. You're not taking that extra action step. So take that action step very, very soon. All right, so select a day and time to talk. You're going to see a link pop up here very shortly to schedule a call with me. There are limited spots available. I only do a few calls a day because I do have other clients that I serve, and these calls that I do give out, guys, they do take time, so I only do a few a day. Why I'm doing this? Because I want to prove that losing weight shouldn't ruin our life, but actually make it better. Okay, and I want to eliminate the guesswork of one of our greatest challenges, which is permanent weight loss. Okay, not just weight loss, guys, permanent weight loss. And then lastly, I want to serve people with the help they need to finally end the vicious weight loss cycle. All right, so last words from Karen, guys. So something that she realized was that she is worth the time it takes to lead a healthier lifestyle, okay? And she is someone that really wanted to give up, okay? She really thought that she had no hope, all right? And so she is someone that says, if you think there is no help, I'm proof there is, all right? And Karen was someone that had tremendous, tremendous results. All right, and you can be a success story as well, just like some of the women you saw on my presentation today. My last words to you are what you do consistently is who you will become. So if you do nothing today, guys, and you push this off any further, you're going to consistently procrastinate and not get the results that you want. So please take action ASAP. Book a breakthrough call now, that free strategy session. All you got to do is click the link and book it with me, and we'll get you started. Okay, and you're also going to get that freebie in your email with the social eating guide. Thank you so much for joining me today. I hope this was valuable for you, and I will see you all very, very soon, I hope, and book that free call. Have a great day.